she will let you know that she didn't want to do that. Reads like one of those crime movies that you watch with your dad. You want me to root for him as a person after that? Hi guys, welcome back to Soya's Reads. My name is Leah, and okay, so this weekend I was planning to do a 48-hour readathon because this year I'm taking part in Ramathon, which is a month-long competitive readathon. I'm on Team Paladins, by the way. Hopefully we win, but we might not with how little I've been reading this. I had such big plans, but let's not despair just yet. Anyways, so this weekend is the Gala of Peace, which is basically a 48-hour readathon. It starts at 7 p.m. on Friday and ends at 7 p.m. on Sunday. And right now we're Saturday at around noon, and I haven't started reading yet. So yeah, I think this is okay. So here's my plan. It's not going to really be like a 48-hour readathon. It's more going to be like read with me for a weekend. And I'm going to focus on reading shorter books and books that can go by quickly, but I'm also not going to stop myself from doing something else than reading. So it's not like a full-on readathon. So like I said, it's around noon. I had like a very chill morning. I played so much Stardew Valley, and yeah, I took my coffee and kind of got ready, but not too much because I'm not planning on leaving my house anyway today, except tonight. Tonight I'm going to see my family. So like I said, like I'm not going to be like so strict about like how I'm doing this readathon. It's going to be mostly like loosely try to read. Also, it's snowing so much outside and it's really not making me want to go outside. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna stay in the whole weekend. So let's just get into it. I am thinking of starting this by reading Spy Family Volume 15. I think this is the latest English volume that came out. So once I've read this, I will be kind of caught up with where this series is at. And if you don't know anything about Spy Family, it's like my comfort manga series. I really like it. It's still ongoing, and it's about like a cute fake family. Like it's about this guy who has to have a fake family for a mission, and honestly like the plot doesn't really make any sense. The more that you read, the less sense it makes, but it's so cute that I don't even care. Yes, so I'm going to read volume 15 right now, and I'll let you know once I'm done. You know how I said that I love Spy Family because it's such a cute and wholesome manga? And then this volume starts with the first third of it being about the horrors of war and how it destroys lives. Yeah, I love duality in my manga. This volume is about deep philosophical things, and also about cute family, wholesome family, but also about like destructive politics. Yeah, I love duality in my manga. What can I say? I just finished reading Spy Family Volume 15. It was so good. I especially loved the second half of this, which was set more in the present. And yeah, this is so enjoyable. I'm glad to be caught up. I cannot wait for the next volume to come out. And now I'm going to move on to reading some Shakespeare. So on my TBR for this month, I want to read Romeo and Juliet. So I'm slowly but surely making my way through Shakespeare's folio. I know a lot of people read Shakespeare in high school, but I am not from an English speaking place. So we've read different things in high school, and I just never really got around to it until university, where I had a Shakespeare class, and I loved it so much. So I'm now like slowly but surely making my way through every play by him, and I still haven't read Romeo and Juliet, so that's kind of crazy. I'm going to read it just right now. I have the whole afternoon. I like to read plays all in one go. It's just better that way. Like taking breaks is making it sometimes a little bit confusing. So reading it all in one take is like much better. Okay, let's get to it. I'm at Act 2, Scene 5, and this this is so silly. First of all, Juliet is a child. She's not even 14, and that is said multiple times in the text. I don't know exactly how old Romeo is supposed to be, but he gives child as well. So these are two children. And Romeo, especially, is like so immature. Both of them are so immature. And it's kind of boggling on my mind now that I actually read the words on the page and how clear it is that like this is not supposed to be an aspirational love story. It kind of boggles my mind how this is held to the standard of being like one of the greatest love story of all time when this is not a love story. It's not supposed to be. Romeo and Juliet are both stupid kids, like dumb children. Yeah. I also, okay, the nurse, Juliet's nurse, is so done with her bullshit, and I really like her character. She's just so fucking funny because she's so done with Juliet. And like, Juliet asks so much of her, and she does it, but she's not happy about doing it. Like, she will do what she's asked because that's her job, but also she will let you know that she didn't want to do that. And she will let you know that she thinks you're doing a stupid decision, which, to be fair, Juliet is doing a very stupid decision. Yeah. This is just like a mess of immaturity so far. I just finished reading Romeo and Juliet. I'm glad I read this one. I can see why it has remained in pop culture for such a long time. Um, like, I can see why it's one of the most well-known Shakespeare plays. It's quite accessible. The story is easy to follow and everything, and the language is also obviously beautiful, obviously, because it's Shakespeare. But yeah, overall, like the characters are really stupid, and the conflict as well is quite stupid. It's not my favorite Shakespeare that I've read, but I will say there was some beautiful quotes in there. The language is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, quite enjoyable overall. Time to pick my next book, and I'm thinking of picking up an ebook. Okay, so my options are either Razorblade Tears by A.C. Cosby, which is like a thriller, I believe. I've never read anything by S.A. Cosby, but I feel like Razorblade Tears is like one of the most well-known work of theirs, and I've been wanting to check something out from them for a little while now, so that's an option. I think it's not that long. Or I could also pick up The Iliad Crest by Christina Rivera Garza. Um, I actually don't know what this is about. I've just seen on book Twitter someone saying like just drop everything and pick this up without looking at anything about this book. It's so short and just trust me. Um, and I was like, okay, sure. So I've heard it's weird and short. So I think that sounds good. I could also just continue reading When We Lost Our Heads by Heather O'Neill. I'm on page 130 of this book. So I could keep reading this. I'm not sure. I'll let you know what I choose to do. Hi guys, so last night I picked up Razorblade Tears by A.C. Cosby right before bed, and I only read a couple of pages. I wasn't sure which book to pick up last night. I was honestly kind of craving fantasy, but I wanted to pick up something that I would be able to finish relatively quickly for the sake of the challenge. So, yeah, I picked up Razorblade Tears, and I thought this was a thriller, but honestly, so far, this has given me more of a like dark crime fiction type of read. It's not really thriller, it's more noir, you know, like very, very noir movie type deal. It reads like one of those crime movies that you watch with your dad. So I don't know if that makes any sense. So yeah, the writing is not my favorite and the genre is also not my favorite, but I do still find this reading experience so interesting because of the themes being delved into. So yes, I will admit I do think some of the quotes are a little bit like I don't know, like guy in an action movie kind of quotes. You know, like people don't talk like this in real life, but the themes being explored in this are so important, and I'm just really intrigued to see how the story is going to evolve. We're following these two fathers. One is a black man, the other is a white man, and they both just lost their only son. So, their sons were in a marriage together, and both fathers had like a complex relationship with their son due to their homosexuality, and that makes like the grieving process really difficult for them because yeah, like if in life you didn't really like your son because he was gay, but now that he's dead you mourn him so much, but like it's like a lot to reconcile with all of the emotions. And on top of that, it like the sons were murdered, okay? So it was like a crime of hate. And the police is not finding anything and it kind of gave up on the case relatively quickly. So the fathers are decided to like band together and try to find out who did that to their sons to kind of try to grapple and try to fight these feelings that they're feeling, these feelings of being inadequate fathers to their sons when they were alive. So they're trying to compensate by going after the killers of their sons now that they're dead. So yeah, it deals with homophobia, it deals with racism. Obviously, like check trigger warnings, this is quite dark in nature, and I will say like some of the homophobia is quite well, you know, there's literally a hate crime due to homophobia like at the center of this plot. So if that's not good for you to read right now, you should like research on that before picking it up. But still, I find this read incredibly important, and also it is quite fast paced, like the chapters are really short. um I'm already 13% into this. My e-reader is saying I have less than 2 hours left of this to read, but my e-reader is always fucking lying to me, always loving to lie. So I don't know if I actually have less than 2 hours left of this to read, but I'm just gonna sit here, finish drinking my coffee, and keep reading this, and I'll let you know once I have more thoughts. Hi guys, I got 50% of the way through Razorblade Tears, but I decided to set it aside for now and pick up another book. I'm going to pick up an audiobook. I was thinking of listening to Mammoths at the Gates by Niveau. It's the fourth book in the is it the Singing Hills cycle? I think it's called the Singing Hill cycle, and it's this series of fantasy novellas. So that's the fourth book in that series, and I've really enjoyed all three of the first books. My favorite one was the second one, but they were all like fun and whimsical. So I'm thinking of listening to that. It's only about 3 hours long, so if I listen to it at my normal speed that I usually listen to books at, it's probably going to take me more like an hour and a half. a little bit more than an hour and a half, maybe an hour 45 minutes to listen to. And I am planning on doing my nails while I do that. I'm not sure yet which color I might pick. I'm in between this like light pink or this like mauve darker pink. You can't see that well because the lighting is shit. But yeah, so I think I'm going to listen to that now and do my nails. I just got done reading Mammoths at the Gates, and I really, really enjoyed this installment of the series. It talked a lot about grief and memory and people changing. It was beautifully done, and the series is just so magical, whimsical. It's like warm hug. Yeah, this installment was definitely like really sad though. But yeah, I still have like 3 novellas in that series left to read, and then I believe there's another one coming out after that. So I still have lots of content to read in this series. It's like perfect. I don't want the series to end. I want it to go on forever. And honestly, it could. So yeah, but now that I'm done with that, I'm going to finish Razorblade Tears. My e-reader is saying that I have a little bit less than an hour left of this to read, but my e-reader loves lying, loves gaslighting me. It's now 5 p.m. and I just finished reading Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. Overall, I'm glad I read this book. It was definitely outside of my comfort zone. Hi guys, it's Leah from the future here. I wanted to go back and talk more about Razorblade Tears. I don't think I expressed myself well while talking about this book yesterday, so I just wanted to like do a little rewind and talk about the book now that I've had more time to think about it. So I'm gonna start by saying that I don't think this book was for me. I don't think I was the target audience for this book. I think the target audience was more older, ignorant men. Dads who love crime, action movies. I think that was the audience, and that's not me, and that's okay. I think that for some people, this book could be life changing, very transformative, very helpful, and that's great. And for that reason, I'm glad this book exists. If it helped one ignorant old man gain some more knowledge about some other type of life than his, then that is great. I'm glad. However, that doesn't stop me from having opinions about the book, from feeling a certain way about the message of the book. So, I guess mild spoilers ahead. If you really don't want to know anything about this book, you can skip to this part. Okay, are you done? Okay, into the spoilers now. Okay, okay, so the whole message of it, at the end, the whole morale of the story was that you should love your kids no matter what, even if, and this is the book talking, even if they're disgusting homosexuals, because you never know, they might die tomorrow. So you should really love them no matter what. Thanks, book. I didn't need to read this book to know that. But also acknowledge that some people need that. I acknowledge people ignore it, and this is a reality, and some people need to hear that. And the fact that this book was a crime noir action book with gangs, the fact that this book is this genre, that's really appealing to a certain demographic, and these people could really benefit from such a message. That's okay. It's just that to get to that very simple message of you should accept your kids, we had to go through so much blatant, violent homophobia from so many characters in the story. And it's like too much. It's too much. It was too much for me. It was too much. I was like mostly fine with it. well, not fine, but you know what? Like, I was like okay with it, with the violent homophobia in this book, because I was like, okay, this is actually a reality. People think like this. That's just part of life. That doesn't mean I like to read about it, but it is a part of life. So I was like, okay, this is leading towards like a good message. I'm just gonna keep reading until like towards the very end of the book, we get a reveal. And that really fucked me up. I really didn't like that reveal. So, yeah, this book is about two dads going on like a mission to kill their son's murderer. And at the beginning of the book, one dad is super down to do that, and the other one is really not sure. He's like, I'm not about that life anymore. I don't want to like get involved. Until there's this inciting incident that the son's grave gets defiled. It gets like broken and graffitied over with slurs and shit. Like it's a horrid incident that really fucks with the dad, and that's what like incites him to like tell the other guy, okay, I'm down. We're doing this thing. This guy is just defiled our son's grave. Like, we need to kill him. Like, I cannot just let him go. So, towards the end of the book, it gets revealed that that defiling of the grave was done by the other dad to incite the other dad to join him to go murder the son's murder. Did that make any sense? I don't know. So that dad defiled his own son's grave. He graffitied slurs. He destroyed it to like manipulate the other dad to join him on that mission. And like, you want me to root for him as a person after that? After he wrote slurs on his own son's grave? Nah, no, I'm not gonna root for him. I'm not. Like, that's fucked up. It's unbelievable levels of disrespect. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And you want me to root for that guy? To root for him to change his character? Like, yes, I believe in people changing. Yes, I believe in ignorant people learning. That doesn't mean I have to like these people. And I think we were supposed to like this character. Not after that. Not after that. What the fuck? What the fuck? That really fucked with me. Because the whole time, this guy is like, if I had my son back, I would love him just the way he is. I don't care that he's gay. I don't care. I would love him and respect him and believe in him. Would you though? You wrote slurs on his grave, on his and his husband's grave. I don't think you care about your son. Okay, so I think that wraps up my thoughts. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if any of that was clear at all. As you can see, I'm feeling very conflicting thoughts about this book. Um, but I think we can sum it up by saying this book was not for me. I'm still glad it exists for some people. For me, this was awful. And that's that. Okay, so let me know if you've read this book. I would love to discuss it in the comments because, as you can see, it kind of messed with me. So it's now 5 p.m. and technically the 48-hour readathon stops in 2 hours at 7. So I won't have the time to like read a full book until then. And I'm honestly a little bit bored of reading right now. I want to pick up like a big fantasy next. So I definitely won't be able to read and finish that in 2 hours. So I just think this is where I'm gonna say bye to you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching me read for 48 hours. I guess I didn't really like do the challenge, but I still read like 4 books. And yes, they were all 4 very small books, but still 4 books is 4 books. Just a little summary. I read Spy Family Volume 15, loved it. I read Romeo and Juliet, glad I did. It was beautifully written. I listened to Mammoths at the Gates. amazing. Cannot wait to continue that series. And then I read Razorblade Tears. So that's good. In 48 hours, that's incredible, actually. So pat myself on the back for that. And wishing you all great reading. If you like the video, you can like it. Because if you don't like it, how can I know that you liked it? And if you like my face, you can subscribe. I do lots of reading vlogs. I love doing reading vlogs. So yeah, you can look forward to more of those in the future from me. But for now, I'll say bye.